What's going on here?
I'll do some stuff. Hey, everybody, welcome to Attack of the Show. I'm Kevin Pereira.
And I'm Olivia Munn. We're coming to you from the G4 Studios in Los Angeles.
You're welcome. On the show today, there's probably only one place on television you're going to see belligerent guys with epic beards and My Little Pony singing Broadway musicals and all that. That place is around the net. Then the Guild's Felicia Day takes a break from leveling up to talk about sexual exploits in Mass Effect 2.
Plus, official Attack of the Show badass Weston Scott flings himself in a moving car for your amusement. Learn all the most important survival techniques in today's lethal defense. And we'll take you back in time for another AOTS classic when we revisit the madness known as Apocalypse Now. It's an epic version of the Diet Coke and Mentos experiment that you don't want to miss. Seeing it again.
Right now, let's dive headfirst into the pool of awesome and awfulness known as the Internet.
Actually, why don't we just skim the top, greasy layer of it instead?
Oh.
It's got Epic Beard Man in it.
Okay. All right. And at number 5, we have the German military in action.
And if this clip is any indication, we can see why they lost the war.
Really?
Yeah.
He's like the German version of Pauly Shore from In the Army Now. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no one wants Der Weasel in their foxhole. Wait, that didn't sound right.
No, that was 1994 Pauly Shore reference. That's a win. Coming in at, what are we at, number 4 today? Yes, it's the new spin on the utterly crappy news clowns that are a staple of cable television. Exhibit A would be Glenn Beck. Exhibit B would probably be Larry King, I guess.
I think so.
Yeah, okay.
And now, Scott Gardner is trying to capitalize on the popularity of those buffoons by launching a niche news channel that we're hoping shuts down all the Situation Rooms forever. Hey, Juggalos, come get your ninja news, bitches!
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Juggalo News, the only news source specifically for fans of Insane Clown Posse. I'm Crazy Thug Nuts. With the Obama administration struggling to pass health care and campaign finance legislation, what do they need to do to smoke the Republicans' asses? Joining us now from Cave-In Rock, Illinois, frequent Juggalo News contributor, Murder Bitch.
Good to be here.
And from Washington, noted serial killer and author, Fats Cock Strangler. What up? Now, Fats, during the campaign, Obama promised mad reform up in this bitch. What is preventing him from bringing the mayhem?
Well, we're in a wicked divisive political climate right now. We're in a recession, 2 wars. No president has inherited this much since empty mother R.
But the Republicans understandably have beef with him because he'd be running up in their...
I'd like to read something here. This is a statement made by Crunt in the latest issue of Thugs Week. Quote, Obama thinks he on some dark carnival, but he a netting hole for real. He best step the off before he gets smacked in the nug.
They're my most trusted news source, for sure.
Coming in at number 2 today is a new episode of the only podcast that actually gets underneath the seedy underbelly of the interweb. It's called The Smut Cave.
Yeah, Smut Cave. You know, they say that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, unless it's copyright infringement, in which case it's very, very illegal.
Yes. You dodged a lawsuit on this one, Spelunker.
Smut Cave, Smut Cave,
Attack of the Cave.
Yo, what's up, Poland? This is your boy Spelunker. We're coming at you again with Smut-Attack of the Cave.
And I'm Crazy Emily.
And today we're going to be hitting you up with our top 5 hits.
Looks like your number 1 clip is Rube Nutbird.
Yes, Rube Nutberg. This is a personal favorite of mine.
Rube Nutberg.
Well, I think that'll do it right there. Back to you, Satan.
Nailed it.
I love the phone.
The dangling phone is the best part. I hate these things. Coming in at number 1 today is a clip of an altercation on an Oakland bus. This was shot last week. When I first saw this, I was so bummed that we weren't on the air because I knew we were going to have some fun with it. It has since blown up now. It's an internet gem. It's now referred to as the Epic Beardman Incident.
Misunderstanding is the flux capacitor of comedy. It's what makes the laughs go, if you will, right? So this time, a verbal misunderstanding between an elderly Vietnam vet and a parolee led to things getting physically and comedically violent.
Yeah, look, I'm not a fighter, but if I were, I would probably avoid antagonizing huge-ish old men wearing shirts that say, "I'm a mother, you know what."
You think I'm prejudiced?
I'll take your ass back up, take it on my face right now.
Why you being so hostile, man?
Cuz I'm pissed off.
I was 67 years old. You ain't scared me.
I'm 50.
You ain't scared me. You ain't scared me.
I'll put my foot up your ass.
No, you won't. No, you won't. You get one foot up yours.
I'll put my foot up your ass. I'll put my
I see
foot
tough
up your
guys
ass.
like you and I slap the out of them.
What?
Stop it!
What?
Stop it!
Oh, what the? Stop it!
I told you not to with me.
Are you alright? Did you break the key?
No. Bring ambulance.
Oh. Street justice! On a bus! I was like, no, stop! Hold on, I have to get closer for the shot. That was the best.
Well, of course, the internet got its filthy little paws on the clip, and,
yeah.
well, just took it from there.
So here, let's start it out simple, I think.
Yeah,
Here's a little mashup that makes things better by mixing Epic Beardman's Beatdown with Burt Conti's Rocky theme.
Yeah,
Slight tweak. Slight tweak. Just a...
Okay. But if you like the Rocky mashup and you thought it was good, wait until you see what the interwebs did next with this rapidly growing meme.
Yes. Brace yourself for Epic Beardman in Mortal I thought you were going to say it with me.
Okay,
you started to do the
I
lips.
was excited with
Epic
you.
Beardman in Mortal Kombat!
Fight! Finish him.
Fatality. Flawless victory.
Yeah.
Of course. When that video came out on the N64, they had to make all the blood green. You know what I'm saying? Oh. Boom! Inside nerd joke for the win. What? They have every right to be that pumped. Every right. Because today's number 1 is truly an example of what makes the internet great. See, apparently from 2006 to 2008, good years.
Great years.
There was a live touring musical starring the cast of My Little Pony.
That's true. And the story revolved around the ponies trying to gather everyone together for the world's biggest tea party.
Of course.
Between shows, the ponies blew off steam backstage by doing renditions of songs from famous Broadway musicals like Dreamgirls, Wicked.
Oh, what a magical time.
It was
Great place.
fantastic.
Wish we could have been there.
Yeah.
Well, see, normally we would never be privileged enough to see such a miracle. So once again, thanks, Internet.
Glenda, come with me. Think of what we could do together.
If we work in tandem, there's no fight we cannot win. Just defying gravity. With you defying gravity, they'll never bring us down.
Yeah, you know what I thought, dog? Thought you nailed it. Yeah, a little felt it down here. I'm Brady Jackson, nice work.
It was so emotional, just so stirring. Really, I think one of the strongest performances we've seen this season. Give it up.
Well, I don't know what song you two were watching, because what I saw wouldn't have passed the cut for a drunken night of karaoke. Dreadful. Absolutely dreadful.
Well, there you have it. To vote for Princess Pom-Pom, text PONY to 53692.
Test tubes and smoke.
Yeah.
Still ahead, get titillated and slightly uncomfortable when we investigate slash fiction in WTF.
Then the Guild's Felicia Day will be here to talk about her virtual sex toys.
Oh.
Good, stick around.
Spezialbier.
So most days, the WTF section of our show is one of the most fascinating and unsettling things on television.
Yes, and today's foray into the world of slash fiction is no exception. What the? Whether you read fan fiction or not, you got to appreciate the artistry that goes into it. But even with our taste, there's some fan fiction out there that just takes it too far. Oh, is that Bert and Ernie getting it on as pirates? Yeah, we're thinking it too. What the Welcome to the world of slash fiction, a unique genre of fanfic that depicts intimate relationships between various fictional characters. From Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings, to Pirates of the Caribbean and Starsky and Hutch, really? Come on, that's a bit much. Slash fiction dates back to the late 70s when fans would write erotic tributes for unofficial publications known as fanzines. To identify a slash fic, authors would always use a slash symbol in the title to represent the erotic pairing between two characters from a popular series. The pioneer of slash fiction stories is believed to originate in the Star Trek fandom, a series known as Kirk Spock. Now, we all know Captain Kirk is one smooth and promiscuous ladies' man, but have you ever taken a look at his softer side? Mr. Spock has, and according to many of these narratives, the two shipmates were in love all along. Naturally, slash fiction grew immensely with the advent of the internet and live journal websites, which is how these erotic depictions were able to quickly inspire hundreds of poems and fan art from the growing fanfic community. From desktop wallpapers and icons to sketches, paintings, and even 3D models, the Kirk Spock phenomenon had become one of the web's first popular internet memes in the mid-90s. But the bromance did not end there. Today, there are over 3,000 Kirk Spock homages all over YouTube, portraying the captain-first officer duo as something more than just friends, but rather secret lovers aboard the Starship Enterprise. These videos parody the Kirk Spock slash fic by taking their most passionate scenes together and setting them to insinuating music tracks like Sexy Back and, of course, Jan Arden's I Would Die For You. Ah, yeah. That was a powerful one. But my favorite is this epic montage set to the love ballad of Joy Enrique's How Can I Not Love You? Slash fiction is just not what it used to be. With so much legal controversy surrounding copyright infringement claims, many writers today are shunning away from posting their stories at all. So I guess it's true what they say. These stories boldly go where no man has ever gone before. And while we would gladly stare at paintings of Sam and Frodo shirtless in the gardens, we still can't help but ask, what the
I'm glad that's all cleared up now.
Yeah, me too. It's time for science! The one thing that lets humanity take the raw, unbridled power of lightning and stuff it into a box.
We accept no responsibility for any injuries you might receive. After all, it's effing science.
Let's face it, we all wish we were superheroes, or at least that we had some sort of superpower.
Power! Activate!
Well, guess what? We do. And it's called the power of science. Today's experiment is the Lichtenberg effect, more commonly known as lightning in a box. Much like a Tesla coil is used to produce high-voltage electricity, a Lichtenberg figure is used to trap that voltage in plastic.
Whoa!
Here's how we can make one of our own. First, we need a clear plastic polymer such as a sheet of plexiglass. Then, using a Van de Graaff generator set to a high voltage, anywhere between 3 and 5 million volts, we inject the plastic with a strong electrical charge. Using an iron nail and a hammer, we create a small groove at the very center of the sheet and pound it. There it is! Within tens of nanoseconds, we've struck a mini lightning bolt into a sheet of plastic. But how does it all work, you ask? Well, allow me to explain. Thanks to German scientist Georg Christoph Lichtenberg of the late 1700s, the Lichtenberg effect is a physics phenomenon that can be broken down very simply. Essentially, when the electrical charge is sent from the generator to the plexi, tons of tiny electrons become trapped in the plastic and their negative charges begin to merge. This exposes the entire sheet, or box, to a large amount of radiation, which in effect creates more electrons and more negative charges in the same space. Upon impact, the electrons quickly discharge and escape with a brilliant flash of light and a loud bang, similar to lightning. The end result is an electron tree inside the plastic, which is an engraving of the partial discharges left over from the Lichtenberg effect, much like the patterns left on the skin of an unfortunate victim who's been struck by lightning. But what's interesting is that the same can be done to acrylic boxes. Simply using a higher voltage and stronger impact on the nail, we can apply the same effect to a larger three-dimensional model. That's how engineers create all those electric tree cubes. You know, the ones you see for sale at gift shops or hippie festivals. So the next time you see a lightning storm, you should probably hide, but don't panic, because it's just science.
Still ahead, Mr. Chris Gore reviews the Matt Damon movie The Informant and a jumbo Clint Eastwood box set.
Yes, then the Guild's Felicia Day will be here to talk about bumping digital uglies in Mass Effect 2.
And later, we'll treat you to an AOTS classic with Ventapple Now, soda, and candy sound for the ages. It's coming up right after this.
You got the ski poles? Or ski poles.
Boba Fetish right here. Today's fetish at Crush. Oh, turned on yet?
Kevin says, eat.
We here at Attack of the Show like you to be prepared, and that's why we tell you which gadgets to avoid, which comic books to pick up.
Yes, and how to properly throw yourself out of a moving car.
You're welcome.
Hand in hand. It's time for Lethal Defense.
If somebody tried to take you out while you're in your car, do you defend yourself? Here at CRI, Counterterrorism Training School, they show you how to defend yourself in and out of the car. So, Durant, CRI usually is hand-to-hand combat and survival training, but today we're going to be doing something different.
Today we're going to cover the offensive and combative driving. We're going to teach you how to use the vehicle as a tool, as a weapon, both for offense and defense. This exercise meant to condition you to continue drive and ignore temporary pain. I'm going to hold the shock knife and cut you to simulate gunshot and enormous pressure around you. You're going to have to maintain your cool, and you're going to have to maneuver the car between the concourse until we're out of danger.
Ready, guys? Here we go.
Oh my God, they're shooting at us! They're shooting at us! What's going on here? What's going on here? Come on! Oh, take us out of here! Come on! Oh, my friend is going here! Come on! Oh, bullets in the car! Bullets in the car! Come on!
That was no easy task whatsoever. I'm still tense. I don't think the blood has gone back to my hands yet from squeezing the steering wheel so hard.
Because you did not flinch, you were under enormous pain. Accidentally you put the car in neutral and immediately you realize you lost power and you put it back in drive. This is the recipe for survival. Okay, the next scenario, you're actually going to go and ram another vehicle that tried to block your way in a deceptive manner. This is a typical kidnapping, carjacking, ambush, assassination scenario that happened for real. Most people freeze and they fall victim. You're gonna learn how to go and instead of being a victim, use your vehicle again as a weapon.
Usually it's either hand to hand. Guns are nice. This time, this big old caddy is gonna be my weapon.
When faced with a life or death situation where a vehicle is blocking your path, don't freeze up. Assess the situation. Identify an escape route. Respond by ramming the front or rear of the vehicle. This should angle it out of the way.
Go, 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 go! Go, go, go!
In any car, when you ram a static object, you will feel very little impact. On the other hand, on the other vehicle, you're gonna suffer severe damage. In this scenario, you're gonna have to jump from a moving vehicle. After you've been kidnapped, we're gonna duct tape you, and you're gonna have this gun straight at your head.
All right, first step, come to a slight fetal position. We're jumping out the moving vehicle. You want to pay attention to our feet being close together, and they're gonna come flat onto the ground. When you're ready to jump out the vehicle, especially again, timing is key. Now, the momentum of the vehicle will be directing you outward as soon as you go out, so you'll be rolling. Then you're gonna get right back up and run the other direction.
So guys, I actually might get hurt on this one, so wish me luck.
Okay, back into the warehouse! Come on!
Stop the car.
That was our first one, and I screwed up majorly. I didn't follow the procedures. I was really hyped up. Disarmed the gun. That went okay. Shot the guy inside, my captors. But when it came time to jumping, I didn't listen. I put my feet out. They dragged. They hit the ground, and I went tumbling like a freaking just a rock down a hill. We're going to try it again, though. I can't say that's the smartest thing to do, but I'm going to do it anyway. Well, for once here at CRI, I didn't use my hands as a weapon. I used my vehicle. And, you know, looking at all this damage, I would say it's a good day of training.
This week, Chris Gordon narked on the Informant and brought us a big log of Eastwood.
Yeah, it's a new movie bonanza on DVD Tuesday. Welcome back, film expert Chris Gore. Hey, Chris.
Thank you.
You would never call me a whore to my face.
No.
So what are we looking at first?
We're looking at The Informant.
Yes, it's interesting that Steve Soderbergh, I call him Steve, some people call him Steven, we're friends, made this dramatic story about a corporate whistleblower into a comedy. Matt got rave, again, Matt, because we're tight, got rave reviews on it. So, but do you think it works as a comedy?
It totally works as a comedy, but it's definitely the tone of it is not what you would expect, especially since it's populated by a lot of really great comedians. I mean, appearances by Patton Oswalt, Paul F. Tompkins, Joel McHale.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's something once you get into it, because the whole thing is it's all about Matt Damon and his hair and this goofy mustache.
Yeah, and the weight that he put on for that, too.
Yes.
Now,
drank a lot of milkshakes.
So what extras do we get?
Well, there's deleted scenes, and there's also a commentary track. Steven Soderbergh, I'm telling you, if there's an Oscar for best commentary track, Soderbergh would win it every year. He's so good at telling great filmmaking stories, but also anecdotes. He's funny. He always brings on the screenwriter and starts it off with, and now another episode of two white guys talking about movies.
Oh.
So he's got a great sense of humor.
He starts every one like that?
Every commentary, yes.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
I like that.
What's the bottom line?
Bottom line is rent it. It's hilarious.
But it's not a movie you'd watch over and over?
Not a movie you'd watch over and over. You would think, but it's not like the Hangover comedy, where you'd watch it over and over, forget about it, drink, watch it again, drink, forget it, keep watching it.
Yes. Tuesday nights?
Well, for Hangover, yeah, that's perfect. It goes with the theme.
That's true. So what's our next DVD?
Next DVD is The Box.
Okay, now, director Richard Kelly made a big splash with Donnie Darko and then lost it with Southland Tales. Does this new film redeem him?
I don't think so.
I think so. It's always bad when you start with a and then you talk high pitch.
No.
So is it worth talking about any features that might stand out?
Yeah. Not really.
Man, even the previews, I was like, I don't care.
It's kind of laughable because Richard Matheson wrote the short story that the film is based on. It would make a great Twilight Zone.
But you make wishes and somebody else will die?
Well, no. If you push this button, someone you don't know is going to die, but you get $1 million. But what's hilarious
only
in
$1 million?
it... Yeah, only $1 million. Well, it's... Exactly. But it's hilarious.
Well, for like
the
to kill somebody, guys, come on.
Right, but Cameron Diaz in it, she is missing the front part of her foot because her brother dropped a weight on it when she was a kid.
Wait, is this for real?
Yes.
Cameron Diaz really has no front foot?
In the movie, in the fiction of the movie, I know.
Wow,
I know. You were hoping for a moment.
Why did you say Cameron Diaz's character? You're like Cameron Diaz.
Cameron Diaz is, exactly.
I thought that was on the features. So I got to see her freakish
not the features.
Foot.
Not the features.
Never mind.
No.
So what's the bottom line? If there's no real freakish foot I get to stare at?
Bottom line is pass. Pass.
If Cameron Diaz loses the front of her foot, I will buy every DVD she's ever in.
That's the funniest part of the movie.
Oh, okay. We can watch it online then. So what else do you have for us today?
Oh, we have the Clint Eastwood 35 films, 35 years at Warner Brothers.
This thing is massive. This box set is the biggest box set ever released, dedicated to a single person.
Yes.
Now, if you're a fan of Clint Eastwood, and you should be, do you think this is worth checking out? I have to have it.
It's amazing. It comes with a great book here, and also it's all of his movies from Warner Brothers. It's everything from Dirty Harry to Gran Torino, a personal favorite of mine.
Regular DVDs, no, not blue.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I mean, that is the unfortunate thing. It's all standard def stuff. I was hoping for at least Superbit.
Oh.
That was a DVD joke.
Oh, yeah.
Which I knew would bomb. Ha ha.
Superbit.
Exactly. Kevin remembers.
Wait, I wonder if Chris Hardwick thought that was funny. Do you think Chris Hardwick thought that was funny at all?
I'm still laughing.
Hardwick knows what I'm talking about. Superbit, not Blu-ray. Okay, forget
so
it.
any extras that we should know that come in this, or they're just
I mean,
movies?
all the individual extras that are on the DVD, but also it comes with a documentary. It's like $130.
That's not bad.
35 movies.
So what's the? I know. 130. You can get it anywhere right now.
Yeah. Well. Anywhere, sure.
So what's
the stores that sell DVDs and, of course, online.
Good. So what's the bottom line?
Bottom line is buy this, but do yourself a favor. Buy it, even though it's in standard def, but upgrade and then re-gift this to Dad later.
This just came out?
Yeah, that's what I always do.
This just came out. I'm totally.
My family's always getting the standard
Is this yours,
def.
or do I get? Is this mine to take?
You can borrow it.
I don't want to. I want you to
borrow it.
I want you to have
But you have to sign. I always make people sign something when they borrow DVDs.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Because I learned from Kevin. That's why.
Really?
What? Yeah.
What?
Yeah. When you borrow my DVDs, it takes you so long to return them.
Yeah, I don't give those back.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't.
Well, thank you, Chris, for more gore. Follow him on Twitter at @ChrisGore. You don't have to get scared and run away. I'm just stopping you from talking because we got to move on. Robots or nature's candy can be a tasty addition to a balanced diet. Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking about grapes. Grapes are Robots are actually terrible metal abominations destined to destroy humanity, not like grapes.
That's more like it. I get it now. I get it too.
I love grapes, though.
Robots. We've seen them operate on terrain, in the sky, and underwater. But now we're about to have robots in space. Introducing Robonaut 2, the new and improved version of the world's only robotic astronaut. NASA created the first Robonaut 10 years ago with DARPA, but due to several technical difficulties, the robot never made it out to space. In a partnership with GM, NASA's R2 is now stronger, more dexterous, and has friggin' lasers in its knuckles. The lasers allow it to locate and focus on specific assembly points in spacecrafts, which a human may otherwise miss in maintenance missions. Although it has no legs for walking, Robonaut has enough strength to lift a 20-pound dumbbell with each arm, which will come in handy when it has to fight off evil enemies in our twin galaxy. No plans for R2's first space trip have been made quite yet, but until then, this space bot is working side by side with mechanics to build safer cars and manufacturing plants. All we can say is, one small step for man, one giant leap for robot. Down here on Earth, however, we can use some help too. And that's why a group of students at the JT Engineering College in India have created the world's first earthquake-detecting robot. New Tang Dynasty TV reports that the QuakeBot is connected wirelessly to sensors embedded in the Earth, which detect impending earthquakes about 3 hours before they actually hit. Since the transmitter's circuit is kept underground, it can sense the Earth's temperature and water levels. Then, using a microcontroller, it senses any vibrations in the Earth and sends out the information through microwave frequencies. This gives off a series of alarm signals over the web. Thanks, internets. You've done it again. As for your plans for romance this year, you can take down your Craigslist ads because the True Companion Company has recently unveiled Roxy, the world's most sophisticated talking sex bot.
I love holding hands with you.
Debuted at the Adult Entertainment Expo this past January, Roxy is a 5'7" humanoid that can speak, hear, feel, and play out a full orgasm. Weighing 120 pounds, Roxy's body is made from hypoallergenic silicone. And yes, it's anatomically correct. With full C-cup breasts and a shiny new flesh-like, Although she's not self-mobile yet, Roxy can be contorted into almost any natural position you can think of. She runs on a self-contained battery that lasts about 3 hours on one charge, and a motor in her chest that actually pumps heated air through her body. This keeps her warm to the touch, which is very important when the mood is right. With over 4,000 pre-orders to date, True Companion is now selling Roxy for about $7,000 to $10,000, depending upon the features that you choose. So what are you waiting for? Cash out your life savings now and get it on with a sexy cyborg. From outer space to your bedroom, robots have a purpose in almost every aspect of our lives. It's only a matter of time before they take us out of the equation.
Stay tuned. You want her, we have her. It is the Guild's Felicia Day, and she will be here for you.
Right after this, actually. This portion of Attack of the Show is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Call Geico at 1-800-947-AUTO or visit geico.com.
Felicia Day's web series, The Guild, just got a DVD treatment on Amazon.
Yes, but that doesn't stop her from caring about what's really important in life. Having sex and virtual role-playing games. I mean, that's
good.
Man, it felt good to be back together again. I think being in a guild satisfies one of my secret wishes. To be in a gang. I mean, I know they do bad things associated with gang-like activity, but it's kind of cool to have that exclusive connection with other people. We could invent secret handshakes, wear matching outfits, meeting for brunch at the hideout. That sounds more like a book club. Upshot is, those dudes were going down.
Wandering peace sign. Joining me now, Felicia Day, everybody! Okay, let's get right into this. Time is of the essence. The Guild Season 3.
Yes.
Out on the digital versatile disc now.
Yes.
Love what you do with the Guild. Love the gilding.
Thank you.
Season 3 ends... How, Felicia?
There's a little bit of a,
Are you in bed with Will Wheaton at the end of Season 3, Felicia?
Wow. That might have happened.
Felicia, did you sleep with Will Wheaton?
We don't know the details. We don't know the details.
With Will? She slept with Will Wheaton.
Wow.
I knew this was going to happen. I'm sorry. I just can't believe you did that to me. I mean, I'm out of the running now, so, all right. There you go. Wheaton! Oh, congrats on Season 3.
You had sex with Keyboard Cat?
That's how he ends it. He just puts the paws are on the pillow and he looks away. That's it.
Poor cat.
Yeah, poor me too.
Yeah.
You are releasing the DVD exclusively through something called CreateSpace.
Yes.
What is CreateSpace?
It's Amazon service.
Okay.
And what I like about it is it cuts out the middleman. So basically, and I like doing that. You can base it if you're a filmmaker or an author or a musician. You don't have to actually go through a big corporation to release a DVD or a CD or a book. You can actually have it be print on demand. So you don't have to you
just digitally send them all your materials, and boom, you get your DVD
You get
back.
it, and if somebody orders it, they print it and they send it to you. So for Season 1 of the Guild, we actually ordered 1,000 DVDs, and I packaged them in my kitchen individually.
Yeah, that's not the route you want to go at this point.
This is the best step up, and it's just great for independent creators. I think it really, I think it's really innovative.
No, it's great that it's out there and that you can do that, and now your kitchen's free.
Yes.
So that's good. You can move around.
Yes, exactly.
And the Guild, you're branching out as well. We were just chatting before the show, and you mentioned that you wrote the next few series of the comic.
Yes. So in the fall, I took a detour, and I wrote 3 issues of the Guild for Dark Horse Comics. It was definitely a learning experience to write a comic book, but I think it really came out really well.
Does it follow the same storylines of the series, or
no? I wanted to make sure that it didn't interfere with the web series storyline. So actually, it's an origin story. It's the story of how Codex or Sid gets into the game and becomes Codex.
Okay.
Yeah, my editor said, "Hey, this is kind of a love letter to video games in a sense," and it is.
Well, with everything going on, do you still get a chance to actually play video games these days?
Yeah, I don't really have a lot of time, but I took some research time earlier this year.
All right.
It's tax deductible for me, which is like the best.
The IRS doesn't watch Attack of the Show, though. It's okay. You don't have to by the way, those clothes were wardrobe, and it's like.
I hope they could. Anyway,
they could.
So I did get my priest to 80 on World of Warcraft.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Leveling a priest is not the easiest thing to do, so I did that, and she's a burly dwarf lady.
Of course she is.
Yes.
Boy, that's sexy.
Exactly. And then lately I've been really obsessed with Mass Effect 2. So.
Oh, are you? Wait, now define obsessed, because I spent like months, and everybody that followed me on Twitter knew, or at least weeks, trying to bang Miranda. That was my
Oh, well, you
obsession.
played a boy.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't think as a girl I can bang Miranda. I've tried. I've done everything to entice her.
Did you show her your space fish collection? Or?
No, I did buy those, though. I basically did want to get into everybody's pants. I'm really obsessed with Bane. I don't know, his little lizard face is kind of hot for some reason. Jacob's too broody for me. And then Kelly, my assistant, is really forward. She's a cheeky lass.
Well, all she has to do is tell you that, oh, you have a new message. Great. Want to bang? Cool.
Yes.
Let's go. And she feeds your fish, so that's nice.
Yeah, she
have you successfully bedded anyone in the Mass Effect universe?
I'm very close to Thane. I got to do his loyalty. I'm very close. I don't know what kind of appendages a lizard man has, but...
Well, you must tweet and let the universe know when you find out, please.
I will.
All right, awesome. Felicia Day, everybody. Thank you for coming on again. Always a pleasure to have you.
Hey, guys, wait.
Oh, what?
I'm so excited. Listen. Just listen.
Oh.
James Bond coming to G4. Yes.
Right? Timothy Dalton is going to be here?
What? No, Dalton? Really?
Yeah. Really?
Okay. No. Anyway, we're actually getting...
Timothy Dalton is like his generation's Steve McQueen.
Can you stop talking? Okay, hey guys, we're getting the collection of James Bond films, okay? It's starting Monday night at 9. It starts with GoldenEye, Live and Let Die, Dr. No, so much more.
Okay.
We're getting James Bond.
Head to g4tv.com/Bond to let us know which real-life figure would make a great Bond villain, and to find out whether or not you could cut it as a 00.
Just like Timothy Dalton. Still ahead, we make an enormous fizzy mess in the parking lot with Mentocalypse Now.
It's an LTS Classic. It's coming up right after this. But first, here's Chris Hardwick with more from the world's largest camera convention.
I'm in a super secret room in the Anaheim Convention Center so I can see this super high-end spectacular camera. This is the Nikon D3S. What's amazing about this is the ISO. Now, on the regular high-end range, it's 12,800, which obviously means you're going to shoot in low light without a lot of noise. But in a special mode, you can crank it up to 102,400. There's also a stereo input on the side. You really could use this to shoot a movie. 720p, you'll shoot your video. Shown here, this is about a $7,400 package. $5,200 for the body, another $2,200 for this lens. Well, why would you spend this much money on a camera? You really probably are a professional photographer if you're looking at a camera like this to begin with. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, it looks like a weapon. Boom, you're dead.
Coming up Monday on an all-new Attack of the Show, don't get smashed in a bar brawl. Weston Scott will show you how to fight off a vicious Muay Thai elbow in lethal defense. Then we'll take a closer look at Swedish clothing brand We Are the Superlative Conspiracy, or We SC, in Threads. And DJ Mike Relm joins us to talk about the Lemur, a multi-touch MIDI controller that lets you put on your own light show in musical playtime. See it Monday. The year was 2006, and videos of Mentos-fueled Diet Coke explosions were all over the interwebs, and kids everywhere couldn't stop dancing the Lindy Hop.
And at Attack of the Show, we got the guys who did the first Diet Coke and Mentos experiment to make it bigger, using 150 bottles of Diet Coke and 1,000 Mentos.
The soda stained our parking lot for 3 weeks until we were forced to pay someone to professionally clean it. Yes. And it was 100% worth it.
G42.com/newsletters to begin receiving more of the stuff that you care about.
Stick around. Ninja Warrior starts right now.